Guess what this event is? A multi-stage ritual which has turned into a real competition, a social and cultural spectacle with serious budgets behind it. The Olympic Games, a concert of global superstars, a Hollywood blockbuster? No, it's a wedding. Salam alaikum, this is Finn. Today we'll talk about weddings and their place in the lives of Azerbaijanis, a beautiful tradition that has turned into one of the most competitive businesses of the early 21st century, and how both external and internal factors have shaped it. And at the very end, a question for all of you. The author of the most interesting answer will be mentioned in the next video. Get the An Azerbaijani wedding used to be the culmination of a whole chain of required stages that one had to complete in order not to be seen as stingy, but rather as a guardian of tradition. Choosing the bride, matchmaking, the parents' approval, engagement, gifts, gatherings of elders, presenting the dowry, the henna night, calendar-related celebrations, and more gifts. Only then came the wedding itself, and of course, more gifts. Newlyweds were left alone only after the birth of a child and the naming ceremony. Today, you can simply say to your parents, "I want to get married." Previously, this had to be communicated through a mediator, a respected relative. Sometimes there was no choice at all. Two fathers would agree in advance that their children would marry once they grew up. Favorable wedding days were Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, sometimes Wednesday. The months of Ramadan, fasting, Muharram, mourning, and the following month of Safar were avoided. The dowry always included household items. In the past, carpets, copper and porcelain dishes, mattresses, and blankets. Today, furniture, appliances, and kitchenware. During the Soviet era, it became customary to register marriages in wedding palaces. However, even under the secular Soviet system, and even now, people still perform the Muslim marriage ceremony first. The mullah issued the kabin kağıdı, the religious marriage certificate. Before the banquet, the bride was traditionally taken from her father's home, accompanied by national musical instruments. You can still see this today, though the custom of the bride walking around a lamp with the father, a symbol of transferring the family warmth to her new home, is becoming rare. She was sent off by the entire neighborhood. In different regions, people threw sugar, sweets, or apples. The wedding motorcade was and remains an essential element. In Soviet times, a doll was placed on the hood to mark the bride's car. But the tradition is much older. In various parts of the Caucasus, the doll symbolized the bride and was believed to ward off the evil eye. Today, it has been replaced by floral arrangements and modern decorations. In villages, the day before the wedding, ciğer akşamı, literally the liver evening, played an important role. The name comes from the fact that liver cooks quickly and can feed many guests. On the wedding day, there were no restaurants. A canopy was set up in the yard, creating a celebration that is hard to describe in words. The dishes prepared by experienced village women had a unique taste. Village weddings were longer and far more labor-intensive than city ones. In the years of independence, especially after the 2000s, the wedding business in Azerbaijan grew rapidly. Wedding halls, şadlık sarayı, appeared everywhere like mushrooms after the rain, offering show programs, curated menus, and constantly increasing prices. Even in the villages, competition was fierce. The first major blow came during the pandemic, but the real blow has been the rising cost of living. Fewer marriages mean fewer weddings. More couples are abandoning the tradition of holding two separate weddings, one for the bride's side and one for the groom's. Weddings with 150-200 guests are becoming the norm, at least half the size they used to be. Youth priorities are shifting. Education and career now become first, weddings second. There is also another factor, statistics. In the first 3 quarters of the 2025, 36,332 marriages and 15,480 divorces were registered. Reasons: inability to compromise, egoism, incompatible personalities, and differences in worldview. High expenses, rising prices, and housing problems also affect decisions about marriage. Azerbaijani wedding traditions represented a complex festive system in which real life, ritual, emotion, and ceremony intervened in unique ways. A wedding was always an important event believed to strengthen the well-being of the newlyweds. Money gifts were traditionally left to the couple as a safety cushion for their first months. Elements such as the symbolic kidnapping of the groom during the celebration, the request for a ransom, wedding pilaf, music and dancing show the people's deep attachment to tradition, even though the wedding industry itself is going through a difficult period. What would you change about Azerbaijani weddings, and how do you see them in the future? Subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, leave a comment and share with your friends. By the way, the video is also available in Russian. And remember, there is no good or bad culture, only a different one. Salamat kalın.